was 22. I was actually halfway through a law degree when I decided I had to be an opera singer. So quite late compared to some people, but it's just the most elite form of art because it combines acting, singing, movement, all of the drama elements. So it's just the height of artistic expression. It's just as much about acting as it is about singing. So you have to know everything about the character. You can apply all types of acting techniques, Stanislavski, all of that. You have to know what they would do in any situation. And you also have to know the context of the opera, what era it's set in. So for me, I start with that, and then I go to the text, because generally it's not in English. So I have to know exactly what translations for the English or for the French, German, Italian. You have to know exactly what you're saying. And then you have to make sure you're pronouncing it correctly. And then after that, I learn how to sing it, because there can be some very high notes and very low notes, and you have to sort of make them sound just as nice as each other. Well, I usually have to play male characters, so I'm actually very excited about being a woman and being a sort of sexy woman. It's exciting for me. And hamming it up on stage, there's nothing like the stage adrenaline. It's really, you can't beat it. Nothing in the rehearsal room prepares you for the energy that you get when there's a couple of thousand people watching.
Well, for me, I've grown up with opera. My uncle was in the chorus, so I used to come and watch the shows, and what really drew me to opera was it was like going to the movies but more exciting. It was live entertainment, and you got to see all the lighting. You heard this orchestra which sounded amazing, all these amazing singers who really moved you. So it was a different experience than going to the movies, but it had all that epic orchestral sound and drama, riveting drama, usually tragic, but also funny, and I think that's why I loved it, and I felt I had to be part of that business. Basically, it's just showbiz, but on a more live scale. Now in opera, there's a few types of voice types, and according to what the colour of their sound, we have sopranos, and there are various ones. There's coloratura, which are very trilly, sort of, song-like sopranos, and then there's the more dramatic sopranos, the bigger sounding ones. And then we have a different sound of woman, which is mezzo-soprano, and they're usually a bit more creamier, a bit more velvety, but a deeper sound, and that's what like Louise. And this also, then there's a tenor who makes the most money. They're usually they're the high, like Pavarotti, very high male voice. And then there's the baritone, who gets paid a bit less than a tenor, unfortunately, but they have a deeper voice. And then there's the bass, and they're quite rare too. There's not many men that can sing very low, or if they do, they're usually playing rugby or something. So, yeah, not many in the opera business.
I've been a woman betrayed by another man who has slept with thousands and thousands of women all over the world. I've been a woman that's been promised to another person but then falls in love with somebody else. I've been a daughter of a prostitute or a lady of the night who lives in a tavern. And who else have I been? Oh, and I've been a geisha in the Mikado. So I've been very varied characters, all different emotions. It's quite confusing for my body and mind sometimes.
I've played a Japanese prince. I've played, there's a lot of roles. I played a fisherman, a crazy biblical fisherman.
Who was always drunk.
Yeah, I'm always drunk in that role. I usually play drunkards and guys with knives. In the last couple of operas, I've always had knives or some kind of weapon.
when I leave a performance and I felt like I've given them my heart and I've opened myself to them, and they come up to you and they say, I felt what you were portraying and it made me weep. And moving the people in that audience is what it's all about, and that is the success. And it's not about money, it's not about anything else. It's about our personal development, and it's about how we move other people. Well, that's to me.
I agree. I think the only reason why I do what I do is because I love to make people feel something. It could be anyone in the audience, anyone who's heard me sing, anyone who just sees it, you know. If I can walk away from a performance and know that I've touched them in some way, they could have hated me in the show. Even if they've hated me, they've felt something. If they could love me, anything like that, they could love my voice, they could hate my voice. As long as I've made them feel something and they've been able to escape their lives and experience something else, that's what I'm after, that's what I want.
That's success.
That's success.